viewers and new friends and new subscribers out there. Welcome to Comic Grandma. This is going to be a video just showing you guys my new spins for the month of October. I shared with you guys that this month was really hard, but I did get to spin some records. Right now we're listening to this Trinity Acoustic Worship. It is some Korean musicians playing some instrumental worship music, and it's fabulous. It's just beautiful music. So I have a few records to show you guys, so let's get started. If you guys may recall, Eric Dub, that's what I'm going to call you, Eric Dub, had the Cancer Awareness Contest, and I pulled out this record that I've had, Live for Life, or Life for Life, however you're going to read that. It is a promotional record to raise cancer research funds. This is from the AMC Cancer Research Center. On the front you have some artists that are on this album. This is the back. I was looking where Jeff Beck was on this record, and I couldn't find him until I realized that he's on the Sting song playing the guitar. It's a pretty nice mellow record. It has Bob Marley, and as you guys know, Bob Marley also died from cancer in 1981 on Cinco de Mayo. So this was a beautiful record to just pull out just in time for cancer awareness. If you guys ever see that in the wild, go ahead and pick that one up. Also, you know, the passing of Ginger Baker, so definitely was spinning some Cream Disraeli gears. Some psychedelic rock there. Captain, can't go wrong. I also spun some music from the Big Pink. Not much to tell about this record. You guys all know about that record. I have Louise. Pretty nice album. I don't think it's the best of her work. Here's the track list. If you guys are interested. Came in a beautiful pink vinyl. Allison is she's a great guitarist. She's a great musician. She puts in a lot of work. I've shared about her maybe in one of the videos that I made, just to kind of show you guys her guitar work. I'll put in a little snippet of what she sounds like. The next album we have is Fanny, all-girl band. I believe this was from the 70s. Can't remember the exact date. 73. These are, I believe there's two sisters, I believe, on this band. From what I remember, unless there are four sisters. I think there's two sisters. All-female band. Really nice record. All the cuts on here all original except for two. There's a Randy Newman track that opens the album, and another cover that they have on this record. So this was a nice little spin for the month of October. Iron Barfly Live. This was a great album. I was just amazed by the cover and the psychedelic art on here. I mean, you can just stare at this for hours and just find new stuff on here. This is similar to Inagara Dabida. On one side you have like 5 tracks, and on the back side, on the B side, you have Inagara Dabida, a 19-minute jam. The next record is one of the records that I really enjoyed this October. This is the New York RocknRoll Ensemble. It's labeled as psychedelic rock. This is more of a blend of rock music and classical, like classical rock, Baroque rock is I believe is what they call it. This is the back. They have a little design with cigarette cartons in the back. I don't think people can get away with this nowadays. But this is just an amazing album. I really enjoyed it. Believe the musicians on this are Juilliard. I think that's the way he said. Juilliard School musicians. So these guys are they know their music. So, it wasn't like super out of here excellent album, but it's beautiful music to listen to, just kick back to. Definitely gonna give it more spins. I don't think I got the full effect of what this album can give. And yeah, I had never heard of this band, and I picked it up. I try to pick up anything from Atco. I'm never dissatisfied by anything Atco that I've picked up. Next we have Quicksilver. This is rock, 60s rock. I believe this was a 69 release. Just rocking record. For me, the best track on this album was the ending track. Edward, that Matt Shirt Grinder. Just a beautiful song at the end. Beautiful record from start to finish, but the ending is just wow, amazing. Next up we have rock record. This probably one of the best spins I spawned in October. It's beautiful. You got Wheel in the Sky, Lights, excellent record, and beautiful art. Steve Perry, I believe last year, said goodbye to Journey. Didn't get to finish reading the article, but I believe it was in 2018 that he said goodbye to the band. This record also was kind of like a prophetic record. If you look really closely on here, you kind of see like the Windows logo on there. I might be crazy when just thought that was cool. Next up we have some Spanish records. This is Jose with Secretos, and this was your ballads kind of songs on here, of course in Spanish. Jose, famous in Latin America. He passed away at the end of September of pancreatic cancer. So I was definitely spinning this to remember him. A lot of the songs on here were pretty much machismo kind of songs. I got that effect that, el amor acaba, voy a llenarte toda, cuando vayas conmigo, like when you go with me. It's a song like how you're supposed to act when you're with me. I saw a lot of machismo on this, and this came out in '83. So this is one interesting. Also, this record, another interesting thing was it's been sampled by DMX. I can't remember the top of my head who the other rapper was who sampled a couple of the songs on this record. Top of my head I don't remember, but I'll put a snippet of it, of the sample here and of the original song if I try. I'll try. Hopefully YouTube won't block it. The next records are going to be a set of Spanish records. As you guys know, there was Hispanic Latin American Heritage Month, so I was definitely delving into Latin American records and delving a little bit into the history of different countries. It was just a great learning experience. As you'll see, I wanted to do a spotlight on these records. That definitely was pushed for time, and October was just a crazy month. But I want to share with you guys a couple of them. This is Quilapayún, El Pueblo Unido. This is an amazing record. If you're into Latin American music, this is one of the records to get. These guys are amazing. They had some beautiful songs on this record. I'm trying to give you guys some great information on this, and I'm running a blank, so I'll just read the back for you guys. Quilapayún is a South American Indian word for bearded man. As you can see, most of them are bearded. This album just has beautiful music, like work songs, very political songs. They played to an audience of 500,000 people who were at a rally, a presidential rally. They used various instruments, as you can see in the background. They have a guitar, they have a quena, which is like a wooden flute. So different types of instruments, and it resembles like the pipes of Pan. So the flutes are. Then we have the charango. It's a tiny high-pitched guitar. They have maracas and bongos. And basically the songs on this record are pretty much social commentary that was going on at the times. So they had some beautiful songs, some instrumentals. They have an elegy song to Che Guevara, which was probably one of the highlights from this album. And the pressing that I have was pretty, not pretty beat up, but it was some surface noise that I can hear on this because the record isn't in great condition. However, I'm just hoping to give this a lot more spins because it's just a beautiful record. This is on Monitor label. I don't know if you can see that. I've never seen that label before. I'm hoping to get some more stuff from them. The next one here is probably one of the best records I listened to in October. This is Flor del Pueblo. This was self-released. These are the guys in the band in the back. I recently looked this up because I picked this up for $1, and I've only seen one copy on Discogs going for like $70 right now. But I would not part with this record. This is a beautiful record. This is the band's called Flor del Pueblo. The album's called Música de Nuestra América. It has one of the reasons I picked it up was because it just looked beautiful, and I really want to get more into Spanish music. But one of the things that caught my mind is the last two songs on here are songs written by Carlos Pueblo. Carlos Pueblo was a Cuban singer-songwriter who just wrote amazing songs. Lots of social commentary, just songs for the people. So once I saw his name on here, I was like, oh, these guys are for real. These guys know what's up. So I definitely picked this up. This is music from like the Chicano movement. So these musicians are Chicano, and they were active during the Chicano movement. If you're not familiar with the Chicano movement, I'm going to put a little snippet in here of some documentation that was recorded. Here you go.
When 57% of the students at Garfield drop out year after year, there has to be a problem.
These guys say in the back is, here we are doing the songs of struggle for El Pueblo, to bring into your homes, to share with your friends and familia the common feeling of the people's music. And there's a little description of who Flor del Pueblo is. Una familia, a musical experience, a movement born in the continuing struggle of La Gente Chicana for self-determination, grows with the people in expressing their hopes and need to participate in an international movement of liberation throughout Las Americas. So if you ever see this in the wild, go ahead and pick that up. It's a beautiful documentation of the Chicano movement. Next up, I have Los Calchaquis. These guys have put out many records. This is the first one that I own from them. This is from a French label called Arion, which was released by I forgot the owner who was at the time. Her last name was Arion as well. Similar last name to the label's name. Anyway, this was just a beautiful record. This focuses on music from Argentina, different parts of Argentina, the north, the south, and mostly songs are folklore. It's just, I don't know how to describe it, but letting you guys listen to it. But as you can see here in the cover, you can see the instruments they used. This is a guitar made of an armadillo. So you see some interesting instruments on there. It's just beautiful, very tribal music. If I can, I'll try to put snippets of the following two records. It's one of them. This one is Los Incas, Flute Indians. This is French pressing. This was, again, folklore music from Argentina, from Peru, Bolivia. I think it was only those three countries: Bolivia, Argentina, and Peru. And just beautiful music. They use the quena, which is those big flutes that you see on there, usually made out of wood. Some of them are made out of condor bones, and according to the liner notes, it's believed that these instruments are only made for man. I know a little bit sexist, but they have a belief that if a woman plays them, it brings very bad luck to that person's life. So I just found that really interesting. Again, this is beautiful folklore music, indigenous music, with that tribal feeling that just brings almost like a war-like feeling, like you're preparing for war, and you're gathered together to fight for one cause, and you're just enjoying life in the moment. That's the kind of feeling I get from this album. And it's on the Philips label. I try to pick up anything I see from Philips. Philips, if it costs up to my taste. Usually Philips has really good pressings. This was an interesting record. There's a little green theme going on, if you haven't noticed. This is one that Enzo, El Rey de Compás. This is one of the great composers of tango music, and on this he has various standards of tango music. He's very famous in his country. That's him on the background. This is a younger version of him there. Beautiful record. I've never been into tango music. The only tango music I run into is like when you see tango music in the cartoon or in a movie or a TV show, and they have those kind of like sexual dances. So I was never really exposed to just listening to just tango music, but definitely gonna dig into more tango music. This is a beautiful record. There are a few female composers of tango music. So I was learning about a little bit more about tango, which is really interesting, and I would like to kind of delve into more of what the history of tango is, and kind of where tango is now. So can't remember what year this was released. Let's see if it says in the back. I don't remember. This is Juan D'Arencia's Ensemble. Beautiful, beautiful tango music. And I also have this record that I listened to since we had a couple of Jewish holidays in October. It says Music Judeo Baroque, and it was a really nice mellow listen. And this is directed by Joel Cohen. I can't remember who else posted something from the same director. Maybe it might have been In Grooves, one of his classical music collection videos. I believe he had some records from Joel Cohen. Not this particular record, but there was some other ones that I saw. The next one, this is just a beautiful cover. Look at that. I showed this record in my Jim and the Saint entry. It's beautiful organ music with it's called Requiem, and a lot of the music is in Latin, as you can see in the back. There's a couple of sections on this album where it gets that vibe, like that, Halloween music. But it was just the organ in general. It's a pretty interesting sounding. There's nothing like it in the world. So if you like organ music, definitely this is one to pick up. This is Requiem by Gabriel. Nice pressing. So again, some more classical music. This is back. Easter Auditorium. I kind of heard this while hanging out with my kid, with my son. So that's one of the top reasons why I've been listening to a lot of classical music. Stimulate the brain and just enjoy music with my son. So this was one of the ones I listened to this month. I also listened to Música Española by Narciso Yepes, and he plays stuff from Albanese, from Granados. Just beautiful classical music. I try to pick up anything on the DG label as well, but this is one of those one of those records where I was listening to in the background while playing with my son. I wanted to kind of do another spotlight on this artist and just kind of speak more on these Spanish guitar musicians and composers, but maybe someday when I have some time. Next up we have some Vivaldi, and we have Perriman. I try to pick up anything with Perriman on it. Just a great violinist, in my opinion, and this was a nice record to listen to in the background as well. This is with the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra. And there's 4 violin concertos in this one. I love the cover art on most of his classical music records. It's beautiful. Now we got some great stuff. Eddie Cano, live at PJ's, recorded in LA. Eddie Cano, again, keeping with the Latin American Heritage Month. I picked up this record from my collection and just give it a listen, and I'm hoping to give it more listens. I feel like when I put this record on, I was not 100% focused. I was running around the house doing things. I just don't feel like I got a lot of enjoyment out of it, just because I was doing all kinds of things around the house while listening to this. It sounded really good, I know that, but at the top of my head, I cannot even name one song or remember one song off this record. So definitely worth another spin. Next we have this amazing, beautiful record. This is an original mono pressing. Can't remember the date this was released. Maybe 1965. I believe it was recorded in '64. And this was recorded at Peps. I believe that's in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. It's Pep's Musical Lounge in Philadelphia. And I gotta tell you, this was a beautiful, beautiful record. My copy's pretty beat up, but just from beginning to end, Latif's amazing work. It's amazing. Just reading up on him, he was not only a flute player, but he's a multi-instrumentalist, composer, band leader. He was really active in his spirituality. He was probably one of the first people from his spiritual belief system to kind of have that Islam influence on others. So this was a beautiful record. Doesn't have the track list on the back. I'm trying to remember some tracks. I know he has one track that he wrote for a friend. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but that song was really good. It was great. The way this record starts off, there's a piece of music, and every instrument kind of has its own, I wouldn't say solo, but it has its own main part. So the music is playing, and then you get one instrument who's kind of like the main part of that song. I just thought that was really well composed and very well performed. But again, this is the only record I own from Latif, and I'm hoping I can run into more of his stuff. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know right there in the comments. Another beautiful record was McCoy Tyner's Fly with the Wind. Wow, man, talk about a knockout jam. The drumming on this record, I believe it's Billy on this, Billy Cobham. Man, he has a drummer. I was just, I mean, that was the main thing I was listening to. throughout the whole record. Just the drums. There's one song that doesn't have drums. That's the first song on the B-side. Believe is Beyond the Sun, maybe. And it's just peaceful and calm. And then the rest of the record is just like boom, jamming. The string arrangements on this, Loss is on this. Just beautiful record. Yeah, definitely. One great recommendation from October is Fly with the Wind. Beautiful record and beautiful cover art. Next we have a couple of gospel records. This one is the Californians. This is Reflections of the Past and Visions of the Future. See some more of the past there. Great album. I love how they mixed contemporary songs of the time and hymns. So I believe the way they did it is they had a hymn, which is the theme of the past, and then they had a contemporary Christian song, which is Visions of the Future. So for the first one, for example, it's Amazing Grace that starts off the album, and then the second song after that, it's Water Grave, written by Steve Chapman, which is a contemporary Christian artist. So you have one song from the past, one song that's contemporary, one song from the past, a hymn, and then you have a contemporary song. So that's how they mix, I believe, pretty much the whole album, if I'm not mistaken, from what I remember. Beautiful record. So you'll definitely be seeing the Californians on my next spin list, because I have a few of the records, so I want to dig into their discography. Next one we have Calvin Taylor. These are Sacred Arrangements. I was really excited to have picked this up, and it was not what I expected. I definitely need to give it a few more listens, but I was not blown away. So yeah, it says Sacred Arrangements for keyboards, singers, and orchestra. It was more orchestra oriented, I would say, with vocals, more vocal oriented, but not the type of vocals that I kind of will sit there and listen to all day. It's just different style of vocal recording that I wasn't too fond of on this, but definitely beautiful cover artwork. I'll give it another listen and then let you guys know what I think, but I was not blown away by this one. Next up we have Come to the Quiet by John Michael Talbot, and when I heard this, I was really saddened to remember that I ran into a lot of John Michael Talbot's records a while back, a few years ago, passing through a thrift store, and there must have been maybe 5 of his records, and I was gonna pick them up. I ended up leaving them at the thrift store, and listening to it, I was like, man, I should have picked those records up. This is a beautiful record. It has the theme of morning and evening, so one side focuses on morning, the other one focuses on the evening, and it's very meditative record, very calm and peaceful. On the liner notes, he talks about the life of a monk, and how you meditate on God and meditating on the scriptures, and how the practice of prayer comes into being. There's a little part that I wanted to read to you guys. Talking about the monks, he says, many of these men and women of God passed the day by weaving simple baskets with their hands while their heart and mind communed in contemplative prayer with Jesus. Consequently, these simple baskets became both aids in constant prayer and the result of constant prayer. Most of these prayer baskets were simply offered as a love gift to God, yet many were given to the poor as a love gift from God. So I just thought that was pretty interesting, these prayer baskets. Beautiful record. I believe I have one more of his records in my collection. I'm hoping to run into more because I really highly enjoyed this one, and I have one record from his brother as well. But yeah, beautiful themed album. Come to the Quiet. It starts off with Gloria, Psalm 95, Psalm 63, Psalm 51, which is my favorite psalm, Psalm 86. It ends with Psalm 23, and then it goes to the evening side. And I believe I played this record a couple of days. I played the B side, the evening side, after coming home from work. And just listening to the music. So highly recommend it. I was really saddened that I believe one of the songs on this skipped. Don't know why, but I'm hoping to hopefully upgrade. Hopefully I'll see it someday again. So that's pretty much all the records. I spun this October. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you guys can maybe pick up one of those records that seemed interesting to you guys. And once again, to Eric Dub, I know he's really into he calls it the nerdy stuff, but something I read this month was Gideon Falls. Man, if you want to read something not super scary, but this was pretty much a thriller. It's about this mystery of this black barn there, the legend of the black barn. Man, let me show you the art on this. Crazy art on this. Pretty trippy, a little bit psychedelic, mystery, thriller, terror, action. It has all of that in this. There we go, the little kind of man that you're knowing more about. And I also read volume 2. Hoping to read volume 3. Man, the mystery deepens. Wait, let me show you some beautiful art that's on here. This is, every time I see something like this, nuns, and just, man, that's scary to me. I don't know what it is about it, but it's scary. There was a panel that I wanted to show you guys. That was one of them. Crazy. Beautiful art by Andrea Sorrentino. Andrea Sorrentino and Jeff Lemire. Man, teaming, those two guys, amazing. They've done amazing work together. wanted to show you guys another. I think it was like the ending. This is gonna be it, guys. It's gonna be pretty much one of them. If you haven't read Gideon Falls and you like that thriller action stuff, oh, amazing work. I can't wait to see where it all leads. I'm hooked now. Volume 3 is out. Probably Volume 4 is on the works. Man, what a thriller. I also read Gotham Central, which I wanted to do a video for, which was going to be the first video on Books and Records. Fortunately, I didn't get the chance to. Definitely read this. If you like that noir type of stuff, detective, thriller, mystery, this is a remarkable comic series. I was going to get the omnibus. I decided, you know what, I'll just read the trades. Beautiful team, Brubaker and Ruka. Man, what a team. So that's it for the comic, which you know, comic Rema, that's kind of like where it came from. The Rema part is this comic right here. Batman is not really the main focus on Gotham Central. It is the Gotham Police Department, and they have their own views about Batman. So it's not your typical Batman comic. They have their certain views about Batman, and a lot of them don't really like Batman. I found that really interesting. However, what's also interesting about that is that ultimately the department does need Batman. And the Rema in this, the Rema that I got from reading this was that, you know, there's something similar that happens through our lives where, you know, we dislike God or we think we don't need him, but ultimately we do need him. Just like Gotham department needed Batman in certain occasions on this, you know, we also need God in various occasions in our lives. And it was just a good reminder that you know, that we're not alone, and that that God is there, just like Batman is there protecting Gotham City. And that was the Rema that I got from that. Anyways, guys, it was good to see you guys and hang out with you guys. Sorry I was a bad host. Unlike Sam over there by No Douche, who always offers snacks and stuff like that. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking through it. This was a long one. Hope you guys are all well. Be in peace with yourself. Be in peace with others. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one. Firmes y adelante.